Hey everyone, welcome to Data Millennials. I'm Atul and in this video we are going to discuss about nesting of while loop in Python. So as we have seen some examples of nesting for loop in our previous videos, similarly we would be working with one of the example of nesting of while loop in this video. So if we talk about nesting of while loop, then a nested while loop in Python involves placing one while loop inside another while loop. This allows for complex iterative process where the inner loop runs completely for each iteration of the outer loop. When we are using nested while loops, then the care must be taken to manage the loop conditions to avoid infinite loop. So let's take a simple example as we have done in our nested for loop, that we would be printing the pattern of a star or sequence of number using the while loop, nested while loop. So let's start with a simple variable saying that we have a start value and we'll put the value as 1. Now we want to take an input from user that how many number of lines they want to print. Okay, so we are going to take input from user by help of this input function. Within this input function I'm going to put please enter the number of lines that you want to print. Then I'm going to put my outer while loop saying that while start value is less than equal to counter, which is given by the user, and then I'm going to take another variable and initialize it by 1, and then I'm going to put another while loop saying that while j is less than equal to start value, then I want to print that value of j. Okay, and then I'm going to increment this j by 1. So this j is for the inner loop. Okay, similarly we would have to increment the value of start value for the outer loop also. So we'll say let's go to the next line using this print statement, and then I'm going to put start value equal to start value plus 1, and then I'm going to print saying that while loop has completed. Okay, so let's run this first and then we'll understand this program line by line. So if I run this, then first I have to give the number of lines that I want to print. So let's say I'm going to give 5 over here and press enter. So you can see that the output 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we have while loop has completed. So if we talk about the explanation of this entire code, then let's go line by line. So in this program, we have used the nested while loop for printing the sequence of number, and we have taken the user prompt to enter the number of lines using this input function. As we saw that when the user enters 5 as a value, so this means that 5 lines will be printed and each line will display number depending on the number of lines. For example, the first line will display only 1, the second line will display 1 and 2, the third line will display 1, 2, 3, fourth line will display 1, 2, 3, 4, and the fifth line will display 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if we had given more than 5, then it will keep on displaying the numbers based on the lines. So what is happening over here? Initially, so our start value variable has value 1 and counter has value 5, which was given by user. So when the program control comes over here, it checks 1 is less than equal to 5 or not. Yes, it is. So it becomes true. The moment it becomes true, then it goes to this line and it initialize a new variable j which has value 1. Okay, so I'm saying value 1. Now over here it checks that whether the value of j, which is 1, is less than equal to start value. So for us the start value currently is 1. So yes, 1 is less than equal to 1. Then it goes to this line and it prints the value of j, which is 1. Now the value of j is incremented by 1, which is 1 plus 1 equal to 2. It goes back to this line, the control goes back to this line and checks 2 is less than equal to 1. It becomes false. The moment it becomes false, the program comes out of this loop and it goes back to this while loop, outer while loop. Now over here, before the control comes to this while loop, we have a line over here which says start value equal to start value plus 1. So initially our start value was 1, then 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Now our start value is 2 and it checks that 2 is less than equal to 5. Yes, it is true. Then again the j variable which is in our memory got reset and its value is assigned as 1. Over here it's again checking 1 is less than 1, so it's true. When it's true, then it prints 1 over here. In the second line it prints 1 and the value of j got incremented to 2, and then the control goes back to this line and it checks that, sorry, over here the start value would be 2. Okay, so 1 is less than equal to 2, it prints 1, then the value of j got incremented to 2 and now it is checking 2 is less than equal to 2. It is true, so it prints 2. Okay, now again the value of j got incremented to 3 over here and control goes back to this while loop and it checks 3 is less than equal to 2. It becomes false and the control comes to this line, and over here now the start value variable has value equal to 3, and then control goes back to this while loop line and it checks 3 is less than equal to 5 or not, and it completely repeats this execution again and again until the value of start value becomes 6, and then it comes out of this while loop and print this line. So this is how basically you can use nesting of while loop to iterate over the complex processes. Happy learning and see you in the next video.